The Gospel of Judas is a non-canonical Gnostic gospel. The content consists of conversations between Jesus and Judas Iscariot. Given that it includes late 2nd century theology, it is widely thought to have been composed in the 2nd century by Gnostic Christians. Hey everyone, welcome back to Grimoire of Myths. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Now let's begin. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most controversial and intriguing ancient texts ever discovered, the Gospel of Judas. This isn't your typical biblical story. It challenges everything you might know about one of the most infamous figures in Christian history. So grab a seat, because this journey will take us through secrets, betrayals, and a radical retelling of the story of Judas Iscariot. So what exactly is the Gospel of Judas? It's an ancient text written around the 2nd century AD, but it wasn't discovered until the 1970s when it was found in a cave in Egypt. Unlike the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John many of us are familiar with, this one paints Judas Iscariot, the disciple who famously betrayed Jesus, in a completely different light. Instead of being a villain, Judas is portrayed as the hero, or more accurately, the chosen one, who was handpicked by Jesus to fulfill a divine mission. And trust me, this flips the traditional narrative on its head. Let's get into the story itself. In this gospel, Jesus shares secret teachings with Judas, explaining the nature of God, the creation of the universe, and the fate of the soul. But here's the shocking part. According to this text, Judas wasn't betraying Jesus out of greed or malice. Instead, he was following Jesus' orders. Jesus tells Judas that he will be the one to help him shed his earthly body and return to the divine realm. In essence, Judas was helping Jesus transcend this world, and that betrayal was actually part of a greater cosmic plan. So why is this text so controversial? For centuries, Judas has been viewed as the ultimate traitor, the man who sold out Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. The Gospel of Judas shatters that image, offering an alternative version where Judas is innocent and the most trusted disciple of Jesus. That's a huge departure from traditional Christian teachings. This text was considered heretical by early church leaders, especially because it belonged to a movement known as Gnosticism, a group of early Christians who had very different views about the nature of God and salvation. The Gnostics believed in secret knowledge, and that salvation came through inner enlightenment, not Jesus' physical death and resurrection. The Gospel of Judas consists of 16 chapters documenting Jesus' teaching about spiritual matters and cosmology. According to the text, Judas is the only one of Jesus' disciples who accurately understands the words of his master. This Gospel contains few narrative elements. Essentially, the Gospel records how Judas was taught by Jesus and the true meaning of his message. The Gospel contains ideas which contradicted the doctrine of the early church. The author says that God is essentially a luminous cloud of light who exists in an imperishable realm. Adamus, the spiritual father of all humanity, was created in God's image and dwelt in the imperishable realm. At the beginning of time, God created a group of angels and lower gods. 12 angels were willed to come into being, rule over chaos and the underworld. The angels of creation were tasked with creating a physical body for Adamus, which became known as the first man, Adam. Gradually, humanity began to forget its divine origins, and some of Adam's descendants became embroiled in the world's first murder. Many humans came to think that the imperfect physical universe was the totality of creation, losing their knowledge of God and the imperishable realm. Jesus was sent as the Son of the true God, not of one of the lesser gods. His mission was to show that salvation consists in connecting with the God within the man. Through embracing the internal God, man can then return to the imperishable realm. 11 of the disciples Jesus chose to spread his message misunderstood the central tenets of his teaching. They were obsessed with the physical world of the senses. The author says that they continued to practice religious animal sacrifice, which pleased the lower gods, but did not help to foster a connection with the true God. They wrongly taught that those martyred in the name of Christ would be bodily resurrected. In contrast, Jesus is able to teach Judas the true meaning of his life, ministry, and death. Mankind can be divided into two races, or groups. Those who are furnished with the immortal soul, like Judas, can come to know the God within and enter the imperishable realm when they die. Those among the same group as the other 11 disciples cannot enter the realm of God and will die both spiritually and physically at the end of their lives. As practices that are intertwined with the physical world, animal sacrifice, and a communion ceremony involving cannibalism, the consumption of Jesus' flesh and blood, are condemned as abhorrent. The Gospel of Judas remained lost for nearly 800 years until it was discovered in a cave near El Minya, Egypt, in the 1970s. But that's not the end of the story. The manuscript went through a wild journey. It was sold on the black market, mishandled, and even stored in a safe deposit box for years before it was finally restored and translated in 2006. When its contents were revealed, the world was stunned. Scholars, theologians, and historians debated its meaning, and people began questioning long-held beliefs about Judas and early Christianity. To really understand the Gospel of Judas, we need to talk about the Gnostics. Gnosticism was an early Christian sect that believed the physical world was flawed or even evil, created by a lesser god known as the Demiurge. In their view, true knowledge, or gnosis, was the only way to escape the material world and return to the divine realm. The Gospel of Judas reflects these beliefs. In it, Jesus laughs at his disciples for not understanding his true nature, while only Judas comprehends the divine plan. This cosmic, almost mystical view of Jesus and Judas's relationship completely contrasts with what's taught in mainstream Christianity, making this text a cornerstone for Gnostic belief. So what does the Gospel of Judas mean for us today? Does it change how we view Judas? Does it alter our understanding of Jesus' mission? For many, this text opens up new ways of thinking about faith, redemption, and the complexity of early Christian beliefs. While it may never replace the canonical Gospels, it offers a fascinating look into the diversity of thought that existed among the first Christians. Some see it as a reminder that history is never as simple as it seems, and others as an invitation to explore different perspectives on spirituality. The Gospel of Judas is a reminder that even the most well-known stories can have layers of mystery and hidden truths. Whether you view it as heresy or a lost piece of the puzzle, it's an undeniable part of history that continues to provoke thought and debate. Thanks for joining me on this journey into one of history's most forbidden texts. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on ancient texts, religious mysteries, and untold stories. And let me know in the comments, do you think Judas was a villain or a misunderstood hero? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time.